Weekly Rewind.
That we talked about on live that I believe was more what we are expecting night in and night out from a defensive side. Holding St. John again to 16 shots, which I think is a low for us, tied with the first game against Cape Breton. Yeah, for me, I mean, this one was just, Moncton just took control, and when they play like they can, and they don't beat themselves, they're going to be a tough team to stop.
Yeah, I think I said the live, this is probably their best performance defensively since the first game of the season against Cape Breton. It was a complete shutdown. It was they dominated this game. There were still, some mistakes here and there, but they weren't costly mistakes or anything. It's I think that first St. John goal was probably a couple of mistakes, but it ended up being offside. So
It's always a mistake when two guys are standing in front of the net. That's you made a mistake somewhere.
Yeah. Other than that, Keaton Warren is calm, cool, collected. He looks big in the net. He plays big. He has solid rebound control. He looks really good. Looks like a very reliable backup. Not bad for a 14th round pick.
Yeah, that's the most impressive part. Is it's a 14th round pick that quote unquote found money. Brought that goals against average from 5 after the Drummondville game down to 3.28, and who knows, maybe using Steinman's blocker and glove is rubbing off on some of that rookie luck that Steinman had from last year, because his gear obviously isn't in yet, so he's kind of using other stuff. But I think aside from the defensive story, the biggest story of the game was the power play, was getting it going. And look, had they gone 4 for 8 against Victo, that would have been monumental, and we'd be even more pumped. But 4-8 against a team that you should beat is a good sign. And I said it to you a couple times up in the booth, like, it just doesn't seem like they're moving around as much, and then boom, they score. Mm-hmm. And then, like, who was it? Was it Mueller? The first Lounsbury goal, like, just a block shot, and they're going to get the puck to get it to Lounsbury to tap it in. Like,
and it seems like it's only the second power play unit that goes to the net looking for rebounds. Yeah. Like the first power play unit, we know where it's going. Yeah. We know who's shooting it, and you see either in the back of the net or, there's no rebounds. Yeah. When you shoot the puck 100 miles an hour from 10 feet out, there's no rebounds. No. It's either going to the back of the net or outside and around the boards and around the rest, right? Yeah. So there's no opportunities for rebounds. So the second line seems to be the let's go clean up the garbage power play, and the first power play is the shooting gallery. That just seems to be how I can describe the two units at this point.
Pretty much, and the first one looks real good when Moran gives the Loesching and claps it right through, and then it's like, why is that not working every time? Well, because they know it's coming, and if we can see it, a lot of other teams can see it, and you just don't see the movement. But again, it's tough to complain when they go 4 for 8, when they tie I think they were 4 for 25 coming in. Friend of the show, Steve McLean from Guelph, was like, is Moncton this good, or is St. John this bad? I'm like, both answers can be right. I said, but the power play is the difference in this hockey game, because Moncton was 4 for 25 coming in, and they scored 4 goals in this game. And then you get to the Sunday game against Val-d'Or, and it is a carbon copy of 2 weeks ago when they went to St. John, got the victory, came home, got a team on 3-3, and jumped on them. Didn't allow them to get back into it as close. Yes, they kind of took their foot off the gas in the third period. 18 teams will do that if they get up 4, 5, 6-1. Like, that's what they're kids. That's what they do. They realize that they're going to get the W, and they kind of relent a little bit. But it was a carbon copy. It was a good team. You said that Lucier was their third string goalie, so he makes just trying to make a simple play by creasing the puck, and there's Loesching standing there. Yeah. Probably not the best guy to put that on the tape from top of the crease, but it was a team that was going to jump on Val-d'Or and take advantage of a team playing 3-3.
Yeah, and another night, very solid defensive play. I'm not sure how many shots Val-d'Or had, but I know they started coming in. They started coming on in the third period.
17.
of a team. Yeah, you can tell the third period they really wanted to kind of drain the tank there, and I know their second goal. You know, I think you're at this point when you're up 4-0 there or 4-1. It's there's no time to get cute on the power play.
Yeah, God, I hate that drop back.
It's the drop back. It's the let me try to dangle around your stick here, and it causes a turnover, and they're gone the other way. It cost them on the second Val-d'Or goal, and almost cost them again like a mere 2 minutes later.
Yeah,
you know, it was the same thing. It was a little trying to be too cute with the dangle, and it just doesn't work. It's you know, when you're that aggressive on the penalty kill like Val-d'Or is, you know, just keep it simple. And yeah, it almost cost them twice. You know, it cost them once, it almost cost them twice, and hopefully it's kind of a learning experiment.
Yeah, good on motion though for trying to get back though.
Yeah, I don't want to see that again. That's a terrible habit.
No, I think we had enough shows last year where you were sick and tired of the drop back, which drop back works great if you have Connor McDavid with his speed and stick handling skills coming through, or whoever in the end, like Nathan McKinnon or whatever coming through. That works. When you're in the queue and you're struggling in the power play department and they're feeling good with 5 power play goals on the weekend, just get the puck in deep, make things happen, and go from there. But rant time, kind of. Look, fighting in the queue is not coming back ever. It's just not. It's kind of silly to watch these guys kind of battle each other and get yippy when you know they're not going to drop the gloves. And there was a situation where I feel like it was Brizon, I think is his name.
Yeah.
Brizon and Trenholm were kind of beaking back and forth. And last year they probably dropped the gloves in a 4-1 hockey game. This year they just kind of let it go. But so I preface that like fighting's not coming back, so I'm not going to complain about it. Needs to come back. We need fighting. It's not. I've accepted that. What I said on the preseason shows, and what I will continue to say, is if you're not bringing the fighting back, you have to bring back stiffer penalties. Nathan Drapeau, 2-minute power play, 2 minutes for check to the head, checking from behind. In my day playing hockey, you were kicked out for that. And I know people are going to be like, oh, well, yeah, you're going to pick on Val-d'Or. Vincent Collard, check to the head, 2-minute penalty. So my bone of contention on the fighting was if you're going to take the fighting away, you have to make the penalty stiffer for other crap. Now, if Drapeau and Collard square off, they're both getting 5 minutes, kicked out, suspended, and heaven forbid one of them is an instigator in that and getting another suspension. So Drapeau and Collard willing to punch each other in the face is too dangerous, but checking from behind and checking to the head, it's 2 minutes. We can do 2 minutes. That's it. Cut the crap. Like if you're gonna take it away, you got to make these penalties stiffer. You have to, because the fact that those two could fight and get 5 minutes and kicked out is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, the check from behind was on Denlier. If he doesn't get up, we're not screwed. But our number one pick is down on the ice. You probably see somebody drop the mitts because they need to. But that's on our number one pick overall. Vincent Collard, I can't remember who the checking to the head was, but you go back and you read the rules and it says in extreme cases of we're removing fighting because in extreme cases there's death. Well, if you're worried about concussions, taking an elbow to the melon when you don't see it coming, or taking a hit to the spine in the back. And it's not, I'm not picking on Drapeau, I'm not picking on Collier, but picking on the queue a little bit. You got to get tighter. We haven't even seen Moncton get a fight or even come close to one, have we?
No, not at all. Speaking of picking on, I want to pick on Val-d'Or myself here for a second.
All right.
First of all, Val-d'Or, thank you for Caleb Desnoyers. I think it's
yes.
We
we do appreciate that. Thank you.
Also, thank you for banging your sticks on the boards when Moncton scores. That's one thing I noticed after every Moncton goal. They would bang up on front from the bench, banging their sticks on the boards, and look, we appreciate the support.
Yeah, no, you did mention that. I was like, really? And then I had to watch them. Like, oh yeah, no, they absolutely do that. So a little bit different, but yeah, that's my little tiny rant on and I was waiting for it to happen at some point. I was kind of glad that not only did Val-d'Or do one, Moncton did the other, so I could flat out say, this isn't that a shot at Val-d'Or or Shawinigan or Quebec or whoever. Call it down the line and cut the crap. I mean, you're going to take one out, and we know it's for politics, but if you're going to take one out, you better damn sure make sure that you're a little bit tougher on these other penalties. You want to get to our guests?
Yes.
Have you got anything
I
more?
actually forgot about that.
Oh, how did you enjoy the Cardinal Official show?
Oh, it was very good.
Yeah.
You know, played some hits, had some classics, and they kind of did a little remix too, but you know, didn't bring. I think the most energy we saw during that entire game from the St. John fans was during the intermissions. So thank you, Cardinal Official, for that.
Yeah.